Okay. Today's the date today is December 13th, 2025. The time is 8:45 HST, and I will start with today's video. At a I'll start today's video. No, I guess. Uh. So I'm starting at 296 remaining XP gained in runecraft, and oops, need to close the Discord. So I didn't actually have any content for the last few days because I had mistakenly mistaken my video settings to be there had been an issue with my video audio recordings, and unfortunately I didn't bother to check the video upon uploading, which was a bit of an I don't want to call it an oversight. It was just I had originally intended these videos to be some sort of a just like a a thing where I just like finish recording and upload right away and forget about it, and continue journaling the next day. But unfortunately, that didn't allow me any time to check the videos if they had any content to begin with. So yeah, here we are. The mic settings should be on, and I should be ready to continue these videos. Yeah, that was the only mishap that happened throughout the last few days. I didn't have too much to talk about. Too much of substance to talk about. I just really just I just kind of but I did also change my game mode to regular, the normal group iron game mode. So that's that. It's somewhat of a big deal. I didn't treat it like a big deal when I told people that I had de-ironed. I actually encountered a lot of what felt like to be concern with people, because de-ironing kind of de-ironing is like kind of introducing yourself back to a new game mode again, and that is exactly what I had done. Indeed, it was a little unfortunate, but regardless, these videos are intended to be a kind of a journal, so not so much and I can conclude that information as well, but it's mostly just me speaking my thoughts. as usual, I am intending these my intention with these videos are to be unedited and to be 50k XP in nature rune crafting. It's just an okay-ish number for me to start with. Usually that totals to about an hour of total runecraft. And more or less about 16,000 nature runes. I'm gonna be arrested. Why are you arresting me? Dismiss the guy immediately. So my endpoint should be about 1,159k XP gained on the counter. I think, or no, 79. Yeah, 79k, 79k XP total. Okay. And as for my long-term goals, I'm not entirely sure what I am to do. I do intend to get my sailing up so I can finish these clues I've had for, well, it's been a long time. I don't believe I've had a clue completion in, yeah, just really long time, so I want to get around to sailing so I can unlock that island for that hard clue step, maybe some steps for the master clues as well later down the line. Yeah, let's see here. I wanted to look up some information about aether rune crafting because that was one of the activities I wanted to pursue upon deironing this account. Something about aether rune crafting just sounds very appealing to me, and I don't know. Profit seems relatively stable, and the and being RuneScape's only catalytic rune, I'm sure it'll find more uses some places. For the sake of it, I just wanted to aether runes are basically a combination rune of soul runes and cosmic runes. which are used in a variety of combat activities. Aether runes, crafting aether runes at at an optimal level provides like 5.8 mil per hour. A lot of GP. I think the only caveat here is the only downside to crafting aether runes would be that in this way would be because I think the inputs that you need to use to get started with crafting aether runes using this method is like 60 mil or something. Yeah, I believe this method requires a starting amount of GP, oh my goodness, how can I word this? A starting point of 61 mil GP. Which is not accessible to most, but for an hour of sustained rune crafting, yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot, but it is the most profitable, most I guess most profitable method of rune crafting available in the game. Cool little thing of information, I suppose. I think it'd also be worth mentioning that rune crafting was kind of how I started playing the game. I saw some sort of like joy in like the repetition of rune crafting, performing various inputs that would net you some gold of some GP in return, and it's kind of like getting into a rhythm of these repetitive actions that can be somewhat rewarding. In the form of obviously in-game currency. So yeah, it's a fun little thing. It's a good time. Thankfully this morning I was able to sleep in, and I had a fairly pleasant sleep actually, and was quite enjoyable. The sleep, the rest, the much needed rest, and I suppose sleeping in was yeah, it was nice this morning. So, I have been doing this for the past, like, week or so. And it has proven to be quite the nice grounding activity. It's been very helpful for me to just speak my mind and get my thoughts out there. And, um, and, what I mean really with this grounding activity is kind of like it is I guess some sort of daily activity that I have started looking forward to. Helps me get out of bed, and it's not necessarily something I need to do, but I do it anyway because it's enjoyable. Nature runecrafting isn't something I typically do either. Something about this method is it's just chill. It's just very chill. And that's kind of what makes it some sort of sort of like ritualistic in my point of view. So having this to look forward to, like at every start of the day, it kind of starts with the night before. You know, like doing this first thing in the morning, and then afterwards starting my day after having runecraft for 50k XP, you know, is a nice thing. It's a nice grounding activity. I will say that again, yeah, because I did explain what a grounding activity is. Yeah, it is quite nice to have something to look forward to every morning and kind of start my day from there. Of course, I'm still kind of, I guess, ironing the details, similar to like ironing clothing or something. Wrinkles in clothing or something. Need I explain that? But I'm not sure. But anyways, I'm still thinking about what I actually
could ramble on about for consistently daily for like an hour straight every day. And and my intention isn't to gather views or anything, but rather to just again put my ideas out there in the form of a video. So I think I'll put a little more intention behind these videos and maybe add timestamps where it is applicable, and um, we'll see how it goes from there. Because there comes a point in time, I believe, in which someone can consume so much information throughout their lives without ever having produced a video themselves, without getting their ideas out there. And so that's kind of what I'm doing here is again, is part of the grounding activity is putting my phone down, stop scrolling from the YouTube shorts and stuff like that, and actually produce content for others to see if they so choose. And we all know that information overload isn't necessarily a good thing, which is also common during these times. It seems like there is no shortage of content at all, anywhere, once you pick up the phone and or get on the computer and like stuff like that. You know, once you pick up the phone, there are apps waiting for you that are designed to bring you back and continue consumption. And they're just designed to do that because ultimately how you interact with these apps is how these apps are designed to be updated and stuff. I hope this makes sense. I hope someone can take away something from this, because after having like interacted with technology for so long and having never like gotten my own personal ideas out there, I think it's important definitely to take a step back and like just reflect on the information you've consumed and digest it in a healthy way. And so that's my intention here, is this is the point I'm trying to get across, is yes, overconsumption is possible. It is possible to consume too much information using technology, and definitely that's a pitfall, obviously, of whatever pitfall. It's a shortcoming of what have you. It's an oversight. It's an oversight of technology. It's a side effect, what have you. There's so many ways to communicate this idea, and I just can't quite fit it into one box. You know, I can't fit it into like one particular method of communication, because I can't stress enough how overwhelming constant video consumption can be. I mean, some people get it, some people have it, some people just some people are able to consume, others are able to produce, but I'm sure there's a balance. There's a balance when it comes to these things, and it is up to the user, you know, the user of the iPhone or the user of the Android phone to find that healthy balance where they can like still contribute meaningfully to their communities around them or society as a whole. I don't know. And it doesn't help that YouTube kind of has, you know, ultimate control of like video sharing and on the web. So certainly like that is some, and I yeah and that's where like grounding activities like these come in, is like I just speak my mind and don't consume, and while also doing what I enjoy, which is old school RuneScape. So it's a nice little, I guess, break. It's a break from breaking away from consumption and just heading into production, I suppose. A break from consumption into production, I suppose. I don't know. I guess one word to sum up this conversation would be screen time. Screen time. Yeah, it often feels when I'm using technology nowadays, particularly watching shorts or something, when it almost seems like the content I'm consuming is like collectively like just trying to tell me something. It's hard to describe this experience, but I don't know what it is exactly. I guess the internet works that way because like what it's kind of doing is like it's kind of like tying everything together. Like interconnectivity is kind of like a wild concept to me. But to see it like happen in the form of a little like rectangular cellular regular in a device that we can hold in our hands. it's yeah, it's quite surreal. I would have never thought this is um what what technology would be capable of providing to people um growing up. Like sure, I played like video games online always. I wasn't too big on like single player games. I always played games that kind of sought to connect people with others. And oh, I kind of lost my train of thought here. What was I saying? Um, oh goodness, really trying to multitask here, but oh my goodness. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I think I went off on something, saying something like, saying something like, phones bringing us together, or no, no, no. Right, right, right. Something like, technology, like having kind of reached the point to where, like, yeah, yeah. I think that's what I wanted to address actually. Technology, like, say, based on based on my learned experience growing up, um, is nothing like what we have now. Um, like, sure, I played some single player games on like the iPod Touch or something. That was what I had back in the day. Back in the day when I was back in grade school, I suppose. Um, and we would be playing games like that was back in the early days of like app app like app development and stuff, and games seem to have been so different back in the day. Um, I'm thinking nowadays we have like Back then we had games like I don't know. We had the trademark games like Pocket God, Geometry Dash, Doodle Jump, stuff like that. And now I guess all the rage seems to be like, I don't know. There's a handful of single player games, but I'm thinking of like AAA titles like I don't know, like Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty. Well, Call of Duty is still here. Call of Duty is still around. I don't know. I can't attest to how that has aged, but yeah, it's the same with Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto's been around for a while. I guess Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, stuff like that. I suppose. So I guess games in that sense haven't changed much. I'm not entirely sure where I was trying to go with this conversation, but I used to remember back in the day when improvement on graphics would be something I would be looking forward to. It seems now graphics are the bare minimum of what it appears like games need nowadays. Like stunning graphics are the bare minimum. Rather than, it appears that retro games retro seems to be like the thousands nowadays, it seems, with all these games just having just absolutely amazing artwork. The art direction on most of these games that we think of, that many actually enjoy, have come to enjoy, are unlike this game that I'm playing. RuneScape has famously been known as the medieval clicking simulator, and it's hard to describe how this game has become so special to me. It's hard to describe, really. It's hard to describe. Really. It's just like I can't put into words how this game has kind of is different from most video game experiences. I hope someone can help me with this, with putting my thoughts into one coherent, I guess, thought rather than a, I guess, jumbled, suppose a hodgepodge of information. I again, like I just let my thoughts flow, and my mouth speaks my thoughts right now in the form of these that's just the form these videos take, and I don't really necessarily organize or prepare any thoughts to put them out there prior to the video, like except for maybe a farm run or something,
before I start recording. That's all the time I need to like get started. But after that, it's just like it's just rambling. That's it for me. And I can revisit some topics and maybe do my own research on my own accord, and kind of try to like find words to that better kind of like describe what I'm kind of like experiencing or like witnessing unfold. I suppose I could go into depth on how I dreamt yesterday. What exactly I dreamt about yesterday. Um, Goodness, let's see if I can kind of create a scene here in my mind through my words here. Um, Goodness, I was I was at what appeared to be kind of like a school that had been under construction. There were plenty of what is it? There's like the whole lots of like construction gear, material, and like while like the buildings that had already been built are like maybe like I don't know, like 20 meters away or something, like I don't know, something like that, maybe like 100 feet away. I don't know. I'm not trying to make that into a direct conversion, but uh what I'm trying to say is like I was talking to an old high school friend who is now like I think a studying medicine or something, and um he kind of we kind of had a good conversation. There was smiles, there was nostalgia, there was it was nice. It was nice, and he took on a youthful appearance, just like as we did, just like as we were back in high school, and it was actually really nice. It was we had a few good conversations about that are reminiscent of what I talked about in this video. How we how we kind of like indirectly collaborated, although it's not really a collaboration or anything. I'm not in direct contact with him anymore, but it was a lot of fondness that kind of came about from like seeing his face again, and it was definitely very really overwhelmingly nice. Like it was a pleasant conversation that we had. I don't exactly remember the details of the conversation, but it was a good conversation nonetheless. Um, I'm sure of it because of the emotions I had felt after that had followed after the said conversation. Um, as for the other part of the dream, I think I woken up I think two or three times last night, and I guess there's no point in building the scene for you if hadn't even used the conversation, and emotions were the lasting impressions of the conversation. But anyways, I guess the first part of the dream was goodness. Oh, it was the dream I wanted to talk about the dream I had the other day actually. Um Yeah, it was of a dream where I hung out with again more high school friends that I grew up with, spent most of my grade school years with, and by grade school, of course, I mean first grade to like 12th grade and stuff. But uh, and then there was this person from work actually, and they were there just as if they were with us throughout high school the entire time, as if they were as if they're like one of us or something. And it was quite the nice dream. Uh, we had a
been playing around for a bit outside, and kind of I think was in a residential area, and it was strange. It was strange how the dream had unfolded. I think that was the point in which I kind of realized something was strange about what I was seeing, and kind of like how the dream kind of ended, or how I realized I was dreaming or something. Well, was that when it kind of went lucid or something? Um, uh, I'm not entirely sure. I wasn't sure if I was completely lucid at the time, but she, or was it? I don't remember. I think I want to keep them like kind of anonymous as possible. So I'll address them as they, or he or something. I don't know. Anyways, they kind of slipped. They kind of slipped under a door, and that's kind of when I realized something was kind of like off about whatever I was witnessing, and from there, like, I tried to follow them, but he kind of like left. He left. He left. He left the scene entirely, and I lost her. I lost her afterward. So, kind of a strange way to end the video, but maybe I'll go a little more into depth, because this dream is still very well. It was very vivid. It was a very vivid dream, and I don't know. I don't know what to say. Anyways, I think that's it for today. The date is December 13th, 2025. The time is 9:40 HST. It is a Saturday. And I hope the video actually picked up my mic, because I didn't actually test the video. But anyways, I'll attempt to add timestamps to this video, and we'll see how it goes from there. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day.